A quiet but important shift is taking place behind the scenes of the UK's benefits system, and it's one that every pensioner and anyone nearing retirement needs to hear about. The Department for Work and Pensions has confirmed new banking changes that could affect how millions receive their state pension and related benefits. It might sound like a small administrative update, but for many people, especially those living on fixed incomes, these updates could make a real difference to how and when money reaches their accounts. For years, most pensioners have relied on the same routine, payments arriving predictably every 4 weeks, landing neatly in their chosen bank or building society. That sense of reliability has always been at the heart of the system. But now, the DWP is modernizing its banking arrangements to align with new digital systems used by UK banks. This means the department is moving away from older payment networks and introducing what it calls a secure verification and processing upgrade. In simple terms, this is about making sure pension payments continue safely and efficiently, even as banks update their own technology and security standards. One of the most significant changes is that the DWP is now cross-checking pension accounts more frequently to ensure that payments go into the right hands. While that sounds sensible, it also means that some pensioners may be contacted to confirm their account details, especially if their payments go into joint or third-party accounts. If you or someone you know receives the state pension or pension credit, and your bank has recently changed hands or been merged, for example, if your local branch closed and you were moved to another provider, it's worth double-checking that your account details are still up to date with the DWP. There's no need to panic, but it's worth being aware that missing or incorrect details could temporarily delay a payment. The department has reassured everyone that they'll never stop payments suddenly without first attempting to contact you. Still, it's always safer to be proactive, especially as scams often increase whenever official updates like this make headlines. The DWP has warned people not to click on links in emails or texts claiming to be from them, and never to share personal banking information unless you've confirmed the message came directly from an official government source. Another part of this change involves how some older accounts, particularly post office card accounts, have been phased out or migrated to new alternatives. The DWP confirmed that these accounts, once widely used for collecting benefits and pensions, no longer meet modern banking security standards. Many pensioners have already switched to standard bank accounts, but a few are still in the process. If you've been receiving letters encouraging you to update your payment method, that's all part of this wider banking change. The government has introduced something called the Payment Exception Service for those who genuinely cannot open a standard bank account, for instance, if someone has no fixed address or difficulty providing identification. It works through a voucher system, which can be redeemed at PayPoint outlets, making sure no one is left without access to their money. Beyond the technical side, there's a broader question many have been asking: will these changes affect how much pensioners receive or when they're paid? The good news is that the amount of your state pension, pension credit, or attendance allowance remains the same. The main difference is in how it's delivered: faster, more securely, and with fewer delays between bank processing times. The DWP has been working closely with UK banks to ensure smoother transfers, especially during bank holidays or when payment dates fall on weekends. That means, in some cases, pensioners might notice payments arriving slightly earlier or later than before, depending on their bank's internal schedule. These changes also tie in with the government's ongoing commitment to protect the state pension through the triple lock system. For anyone unfamiliar with that term, the triple lock is a guarantee that the state pension increases each year by whichever is highest: inflation, average earnings, or 2.5%. This policy was introduced to make sure pensioners' incomes don't fall behind the rising cost of living. While the DWP's banking updates are separate from that system, they share the same goal: maintaining stability and trust in how pensions are managed. The department has stated that as more payments become automated and digitally verified, it will reduce the chances of underpayments or delays, something that has frustrated many pensioners in recent years. Let's take an example. Imagine someone like Margaret, a 74-year-old widow from Birmingham, who receives her basic state pension and a small top-up from pension credit. Margaret recently switched banks after her local branch closed, and her new account details hadn't been updated with the DWP. As part of the new banking checks, she received a letter asking her to confirm her account information. Once she did that, her next payment went through smoothly. The process might feel like a bit of red tape, but it's ultimately there to make sure that people like Margaret continue receiving their money securely and on time, without the risk of it being diverted or delayed. For those who rely on means-tested benefits like pension credit, which is designed to top up income for people on low pensions, the banking changes could also help speed up processing for new claims. Pension credit is sometimes underclaimed, with thousands of eligible pensioners not applying each year because they think they won't qualify. In reality, if your weekly income is below a certain level, the DWP can top it up to around £218 for single pensioners or £332 for couples, depending on your circumstances. The new systems will help link banking data and benefit records more efficiently, which may make it easier for the department to identify people who could be entitled but haven't yet applied. If you've ever had to deal with confusing paperwork or long waiting times when applying for benefits, this could be a step in the right direction. The DWP says the upgraded payment system will allow better communication between different departments. For example, if someone starts receiving carer's allowance or attendance allowance, their pension credit entitlement can be automatically reassessed without the person having to send new bank details again. It's part of a gradual move toward a more joined-up approach to benefits and pensions. Still, for many older people, digital change can feel daunting. Not everyone feels comfortable managing their affairs online, and not every household has reliable internet access. The government insists that traditional support routes, phone lines, paper letters, and in-person appointments will remain available. You can still contact the pension service or visit Citizens Advice for help updating your details. If you're worried about scams or unsure whether a message is genuine, call the official helpline listed on the Gov.uk website instead of using any phone number from a message or email. It's always better to be cautious. What makes this update so significant is that it's not just a one-off change. It's part of a long-term shift in how the DWP interacts with banks, designed to future-proof the system for the next decade. As more people move to digital banking and as the next generation of retirees expect faster transactions, the infrastructure behind the scenes has to keep up. For pensioners today, that means a bit of short-term adjustment, checking your details, watching for letters, but hopefully, it will lead to fewer payment issues and a smoother experience overall. For example, direct deposits used to take up to 3 working days to clear between certain banks. Under the upgraded system, the DWP's goal is to make most pension payments instant, reducing delays caused by weekends or bank holidays. That's especially reassuring for anyone budgeting carefully around bills or rent. Knowing your money will arrive on time can make a huge difference to peace of mind. There's also a growing emphasis on security. In recent years, there have been cases of fraudsters targeting pensioners by pretending to be from the DWP or HMRC, claiming there was a problem with their bank account. The department is now using encrypted verification through approved banking channels to prevent this kind of impersonation. In plain English, that means the system automatically confirms that the payment account belongs to you before releasing the funds, without you having to do anything extra. Some viewers might be wondering if this affects those on private or workplace pensions. In most cases, it doesn't. Those payments are handled separately by pension providers or insurers, though some companies are introducing similar digital verification processes. The current changes primarily affect DWP-administered benefits, such as the state pension, pension credit, carer's allowance, and attendance allowance. It's also worth noting that anyone approaching pension age soon should make sure their national insurance record is up to date. Missing contributions can affect how much you receive, and the DWP's new linked banking and identity checks mean discrepancies could be spotted earlier. You can check your record online or by requesting a statement from HMRC. Even a small gap can sometimes be filled with a voluntary contribution, which could increase your future payments. Now, while all of this sounds quite technical, the real story here is about reassurance and awareness. The DWP wants pensioners to feel confident that their payments are secure, even as banking technology changes. It's about building a system that works smoothly in the background, so you can focus on everyday life without worrying whether your pension will arrive on time. If you've already noticed letters mentioning banking verification or payment system updates, don't ignore them, but read them carefully and check that they're official. If you're unsure, get someone you trust to help. A friend, family member, or even your local Age UK office can guide you through it. Many communities across the UK are setting up pension support hubs where volunteers help older residents manage these transitions safely. And while change can sometimes feel unsettling, especially when it comes to something as personal as your pension, the message from the DWP is clear. These updates are about protection, not cuts. Your entitlement remains unchanged, and the goal is to make the entire system more dependable and transparent. As we move forward, staying informed is the best defense. If you've had any experiences with these recent banking checks, maybe you received a letter, a phone call, or noticed a change in your payment schedule, share your story. Your experience could help others understand what to expect and feel more prepared. After all, we're all navigating this together, and the more we talk about it, the easier it becomes to spot genuine updates from misleading ones. So, keep an eye on your payment notifications, review your bank details if you've changed accounts recently, and make sure you're aware of what's coming from official DWP sources. These banking updates may feel like background adjustments, but they form the backbone of how the pension system stays strong, reliable, and fair for years to come. Thank you for taking the time to stay informed and proactive. It's one of the best ways to protect your financial well-being in retirement. Until next time, keep an eye on your pension letters, stay cautious of any unexpected messages, and continue looking out for each other in your communities. The DWP's changes are designed to help, not hinder, and staying aware will ensure you're always one step ahead.